Now, let's take a flight all the way over to the Pacific and talk to the community there. I've been there since 1981 as a teenager. I'm in my 60s now. I came there as a fresh 19-year-old, and I grew up there. The island raised me. I was born in Virginia, but the island raised me. So I learned the Aloha way. I learned that Oahu is the gathering place for all people. Everybody represents something and is welcome on the island as long as they show that same aloha spirit. We want to take this over there just like you took it to Japan. What would be your appeal to the politicians, Mother Lee, the politicians and the powers that be over there to consider in Hawaii to bringing you over there? But that was a place that you said, you got to get me to Hawaii. So I feel obligated, not just as an ambassador of Juneteenth, but to get you over there before you take your wings. We need to get you wings to the Pacific so we can see the joy in you. What would that mean to you to go over there to have a sit-down fireside talk with the seniors in Hawaii, which, by the way, they are voted the #1 seniors in the country.
How about that? Ooh-wee. Well, I'd just like to add to what they're already doing that it is imperative that we continue, if they are doing it already, looking after each other. That Juneteenth means so much when it comes to freedom. And we don't want it just freedom for one group or one place, but freedom for everybody. And so, if I was in Hawaii, I'd try to pass that message on to them any way I could. And maybe they would understand what I'm talking about. I don't have fancy words, but I just know that I could get over to them that we are one people. We are one nation, and we can help other nations. They can follow us. They can notice what we are doing.
Absolutely.
So, here I go again. Steady saying, I'm going to keep on walking and talking until somebody listens.
Well, you want to get her flying to the Pacific? What would be your appeal as her grandmother to the powers that be over in Hawaii? And they have a strong military community as well. I was part of that community for many years. So what would you say to those people in Hawaii?
Well, the thing that separates the continental U.S. from the contiguous, all of our states, is the fact that Hawaii being an island and being our furthest most reach, my thing is, again, the unity that Juneteenth represents. I would hope that they would allow us to come and share the truth of what Juneteenth is, even to them, because again, freedom, it knows no color. Freedom is, and again, as a national holiday, they're as much a part of the nation as we are here in Texas, where Juneteenth was birthed. And so being able to share that history with Hawaii, and then them being able to find themselves in the freedom that it represents, I think is the one thing that I would love to share there. Even though they're further away, that freedom knows no bound. Freedom is a human, it is a concept that cannot be limited to time, it cannot be limited to people, and it cannot be limited to race. It is universal. And so because they are part of the U.S. And are Americans just as well, right? Understanding their history, helping us to learn what freedom means to them strengthens the cause of Juneteenth. And so it's not just about the history of slavery, because they actually had captivity as well. So I'm sure there was something that freedom resonates in their bones that they can share with us. And that becomes a part of the National Juneteenth Museum. And so the National Juneteenth Museum is going to be built on land that Ms. Opal had a local Juneteenth museum. So while we're there, we can take their stories of freedom and emancipation and bring it forward back to Fort Worth and be a part of the exhibits that are being built. So again, let us be ambassadors for the National Juneteenth Museum as well as the walk when we go to and bring back their stories of history.
The last thing I'm gonna get you guys out of here with this. You recently went to the White House. Wonderful, wonderful presence to see you and your granddaughter at the White House. What was that like receiving that Medal of Honor? What is it called?
Medal of Freedom.
Medal of Freedom from our current president. What was that like?
I was awestruck. I was just so amazed. And to be in the White House with the president and the vice president and all those legislators, I tell you, I think it might have been next to going to heaven.
What about yourself?
You know, it was truly a opportunity to see the people really gravitate to her. Now there are 18 other Medal of Freedom recipients, but everybody wanted to meet Ms. Opal. And so my cheeks were hurting just to see folks so captivated and wanting to see a living legend, right? There. And but yeah, my cheekbones hurt that day. Just to be, you know, with her and to celebrate that moment with her, just like when we were there for the signing of the bill. Same feeling of awe, and that my grandmother is honored that people want to be in her presence. And again, at 97, right? At 97, when she was honored. Just to see people still want to touch her, you know, want to get a picture. Can I get a picture? 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 So yeah.
Well, we really appreciate you guys taking out the time to make the appeal for other ambassadors for the Juneteenth movement. I am Dr. C.L. Williams, speaking on behalf of TSOC, our senior initiative, Together Strengthening Our Community Seniors, and also on behalf of the Rejoice Networks. We do thank you for this interview, and we pray you Godspeed, and we're going to do our best, Miss Opal, to get you them wings to the Pacific.